101.3 HD3 Millville.
Brent Bozell, a Hurley in the Morning exclusive in 4 minutes.
The president under protest. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Anti-Trump demonstrators gathered in London as he meets with the outgoing prime minister.
The protesters haven't been able to disrupt the visit as they had hoped to do so. And in terms of numbers, they had aimed for 250,000. From what we've seen, I think it would be lucky if they hit about 10%.
Fox's Benjamin Hall in Trafalgar Square. The president and Theresa May are trying to work out a trade deal to take effect when Britain finally does leave the European Union. House Democrats are planning a vote next week,
holding Attorney General William Barr and former White House counsel Don McGahn in contempt. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer says the resolution authorizes the Judiciary Committee to enforce subpoenas in federal court.
Fox's Jared Halpern. McGahn refuses to testify. Barr hasn't handed over the unredacted Mueller report. The president says the case should be closed, claiming he did not obstruct justice. A source tells Fox former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, convicted of financial crimes, will be moved from a federal prison to an infamous jail in New York City, Rikers Island. He'll be in solitary confinement awaiting another trial. Now, the president has won a court fight against House Democrats. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, a federal judge sided with the Trump administration, rejecting a lawsuit seeking to prevent military funds from being used for the border wall. President Trump declared a national emergency, diverting already appropriated Pentagon money, a move Democrats say is a violation of constitutional separation of powers. The Justice Department praised the ruling, saying the court rightly ruled that the House of Representatives cannot ask the judiciary to take its side in political disputes. House Democrats say they're reviewing the ruling as they consider an appeal. Dave.
Rachel, the president is being taken to an appeals court today over climate change by 21 younger Americans, some of them teenagers who first filed suit against the Obama administration in 2015. They want to change U.S. energy policy, claiming they're vulnerable to the effects of a changing planet. This is Fox News.
Lawn lovers, run with us on a John Deere Z500 Series Z-Track mower, built to mow better, faster with an Excel Deep Mower Deck. Because whether you're up against the clock or a busy day, this zero turn gets it done in almost no time at all. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Test drive a Z500 Series Z-Track mower at your John Deere dealer during the Take Your Turn sales event.
What if you had your own personal recruiter to help you find a better job? And they would say, hey, I found a company that likes your profile and may even pay you more. Well, now, ZipRecruiter's technology can do that for you. Just download the free ZipRecruiter job search app, customize your job matches, and its technology does the work. It puts your profile in front of potential employers. And if they like your profile, ZipRecruiter lets you know. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job search app. So download the free ZipRecruiter app today.
A chilly start to the day across South Jersey, but we've got another beautiful weather forecast for your Tuesday. Mostly sunny and dry and comfortable. High temperature around 74 degrees. Increasing clouds tonight, and it won't be quite as cool as last night, low of 60. Tomorrow getting warmer and noticeably more humid, high of 84 with a mix of sun and clouds. Showers and thunderstorms become likely tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Showers wrap up Thursday morning, then we'll go from clouds to sun, high on Thursday, 85. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow on Wpgg Talk Radio 95.5.
From Harry Hurley Way in the world's playground to the broadcast pioneers of Philadelphia Hall of Fame.
I want to congratulate my friend, Harry Hurley.
You're about to find out why Harry Hurley has been named to the Talkers Magazine list of the 100 most important talk show hosts in the nation. Live from the studios of Town Square Media in Northfield, it's Hurley in the Morning on WPG Talk Radio 95.5.
Thank you very much. It's 4 minutes past the hour, and to say I've been looking forward to this interview would be an understatement. Brent Bozell is one of the most important voices in America today at so many levels. I mean, he has the largest archive in the entire world. And when you have that kind of content to draw from, because I understand what Brent does very, very well. We do it here in the metro market area. We have to be right 100% of the time. If we miss a semicolon, they try to discredit everything that we said. The other side can be materially, factually wrong about everything. I mean, and I can't wait to opine and listen to Brent. I'll stop talking in a second, but I just want to set the plate and then let you hear mostly from Brent for the next 15 minutes. We also want to give a big push for Brent Bozell's newest book. When he writes a book, it's always a bestseller because it's relevant, smart, unmasked. Big Media's War Against My Former Boss, President Trump, by Brent Bozell and another friend of the program, Tim Graham. It's got incredible reviews from all the names you would want to hear saying good things about your work, whether it's Rush Limbaugh or our friend Mark Levin. So the book is, I think, a must-read because and I think Brent is going to agree with this when we turn his mic on, the media has been dishonest for Brent Bozell's entire career. But this has hit a level of trans-warp, if you're a Star Trek fan, trans-warp hyperdrive, the likes of which we have never seen before. They lie about everything. Hey, Mr. President, Princess Meghan Markle said something nasty about you. And they turn that into President Trump said something nasty about the princess. Oh, by the way, 5 minutes basically before he's going to land for a very important ceremonial 3 days in the United Kingdom. American media, thank you very much for putting your thumb on the scale. Enter to the scene. The best-selling author and the noted founder and president and chief executive officer of the Media Research Center, the best organization for holding our dishonest national media to account in American history. And his dad was a great newsman, too, when the news people weren't dishonest like they are today. Hey, Brent, thanks for letting me talk about you for a moment. How are you, sir?
What a hell of a statement you made. There's no way I can live up to it.
You did. You will. And you have. So let's talk about your book first. Then we'll talk about some of the last 2 years of just the incredible just misbehavior, malfeasance, dishonesty of the national media. Unmasked, Big Media's War Against Trump. Do tell.
Well, I tell you, when the publishers approached Tim Graham and me with the idea of writing this book, my reaction was, oh, come on, we all know everything that's happened with the media and Donald Trump. But we decided to do it and put together the record. But then as we looked into it, Harry, I've got to tell you, the findings that came out of it blew us away, and we're the experts on this. When you put everything together and you look at all the aspects of the media, you start with the timeline of the campaign in 2016, how it went into 2017, and where it is today. It is stunning. You are absolutely right. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. And I'm going to argue that it's unlike anything any president in the history of the United States has ever seen. When you can document, as we have, month after month, starting with the campaign, where the coverage is on average 90% negative, and all these accomplishments he's got are completely ignored. This is a press that has thrown away any vestige of objectivity. No, you won't find anyone defending himself as a good journalist now. Think about that. You won't find anyone saying that they're not biased, because there's no way they can make that argument, because they are on a jihad. They were on a jihad to stop him from getting elected. At the moment he was elected, began the jihad to remove him from office. And this is where we are today.
We are visiting with Brent Bozell, with Tim Graham, the authors of their newest book, Unmasked, Big Media's War Against Trump. It is such an important read, and of course you can get it through the usual suspects. I've ordered my copy through my Amazon Prime 2-day type of situation. You've got the book, and away you go. And not only have it on your bookshelf, but read the book. Because I mentioned something about your work, and I know it here at my level. You're at a much higher level than I am. And I've always respected the way, under pressure, how you just can draw upon all this experience and knowledge that you have and do battle in these very partisan type of interviews and things where you have to not only be smart, but you have to be fast. And you've done such a great job, and it's harder. The other side can be spectacularly wrong about everything. Brent, we can't be wrong about anything.
One of the things that we did in the book was addressing precisely that. What do we mean by fake news? There is the news that is biased, and that's traditional, what the problem has been where a liberal inserts his or her personal opinion into the story, and that can be done 1,000 different ways. There is news that is false, and that's news that a reporter files not knowing it was false, but it was false. And then there is fake news. Fake news is news that is absolutely wrong, and the reporter knows that it was wrong to file it. And I've got to tell you, it is stunning how much fakery is going on out there. How many reports you're seeing that turn out, that's a CNN breaking news story that's covered all day long about Donald Trump and some kind of investigation that's taking place, something Don Flynn told Mueller, something Comey said, the fact that Trump has lied about this. And at the end of the day, either they take it off and they apologize. Sometimes they've even fired reporters. But so often it just disappears. And it wasn't true. And it disappears.
And they don't they don't correct the record. They perpetrate the lie, and then they just move on.
No, we can cite you a couple of examples where they did correct it. An example where they did fire 3 reporters who had made this up. However, in the vast majority of cases, it is, as you say, if you make a mistake, you're 100% right. If you make a mistake, if I might make a mistake, it's Brent Bozell, who falsely once said, if you are a quote-unquote journalist making that mistake, no one says a word. So you say falsehoods day after day. You're Jim Acosta, you say falsehoods. You're Joe Scarborough, you promote falsehoods. You're George Stephanopoulos. You not only push falsehoods, but what in the world is this man doing covering a presidential campaign of his former boss to whose foundation he gave $75,000?
Yeah, and it wasn't until that contribution came out. He was going to be moderating debates. I mean, thankfully that came out, and even for the other side, who has no decency, has no boundaries, that was a bridge too far to cross. They knew we can't have Stephanopoulos, the contributor, moderate the debate. But that's the degree. It has to get so almost ridiculous before you would see any type of corrective action.
And this is why here, to your earlier point, it's so true. We as a movement must become weaponized with the facts and then go at it with the other side. This is war. And this is why I urge people to read Unmasked, because you are going to learn information that is going to stun you. And it is precisely that ammunition that you must use in debates with your friends who are being completely hoodwinked about this. Look, this is not a treatise that is meant to support the Trump campaign or the Trump reelection. Look, I opposed him, and I write about this in the book. I was not a crazy Trump person. I was not one of those people that you can say, you're just a nutty Trump. No, I wasn't. But I believe in fairness. And I think this president has done a remarkable job as president. The successes are stunning. Economic, foreign policy, regulation, none of it is being covered. He's being given credit for nothing. And going into this campaign in 2020, if the press continue this, if they continue keeping the information from the American people, Harry, what this does is threaten democracy itself.
Yep.
This is something we have to prevent.
Yes. Do you expect, Brent Bozell, that they're even going to get worse over the next 18 months than they've been? Got to count it as 3 years because they were awful during the campaign. They've been awful 2+ years. And now about 18 months before Election Day, I predict that they're going to get far worse than they are already.
It's going to be tough to get worse than 91, 92, 93%.
True.
But watch it happen. Why? Because from here till Election Day, it is nothing but impeachment. Impeachment all day long. And what they are going to do is serve as a megaphone to anything the Democrats say, no matter how false it is. So we have to be careful about something. People say, well, look what happened when Bill Clinton was impeached. It actually backfired on the Republicans. Huge, huge difference. When Bill Clinton was impeached, the media spent day and night going after the Republicans. With Bill Clinton, the media will stay day and night going after the Republicans. So it's apples and oranges we're talking about here.
Brent,
this is why the movement needs to be weaponized.
Brent Bozell, author, Unmasked with Tim Graham. You have the president and the CEO, founder of the Media Research Center, Brent Bozell, and he's been doing this since 1987. He's got pedigree before that. So he was doing this years before talk radio became the factor that it has become. You predate me by 5 years. The Media Research Center, we started here in 92, still at the same station that I signed on with. Very proud about that 27 and a half years later. Brent, I mentioned something that it's going to get far worse for the next year and a half, and see if you agree or disagree with this, because I'm not stubborn. I mean, I can be corrected and say you're right. The percentage can't really get much worse, but see if you agree with this. The intensity, it could stay at 91 or 92% negative, but the intensity of that negativity can be ratcheted up to where the percent value itself doesn't tell the whole story, the intensity of the reporting. For example, it was about 90% favorable for Obama, 10% negative, but even the 10% negative, I mean, you wouldn't even call that. Trump would not even call that negative coverage. The 10% Obama got, Trump would think is a compliment. So talk about, even if it stays at 9 out of every 10 American journalists is a Democrat who contributes many times to Democratic candidates. They don't hide anything. They write editorials on the news section of the paper. They write their filth on their social media platforms. I'm saying the intensity is going to jack up to a level that we have never seen before.
You're making such a powerful argument. We address this in the book. It's not just negative coverage. You have to then look at what negative coverage means where this president is concerned. The news media throw out terms that are stunning in their derogatory nature. Stalinist, Nazi, fascism. This comes from news reporters who are reporting.
Right, and Obama's Gandhi and Mandela. Yeah, right?
So it's not just negative. It is personal, and it is slanderous against this man. They will continue doing this. They will give the megaphone to those Democrats who do their bidding for them and say this. But, you know, you're making another point here. When we looked at during all the Clinton scandals, you look at Whitewater, even Monica Lewinsky, you had all these hearings. Day after day, the hearings were just ignored by the media, and most of the time weren't even reported by the media as to what was going on. You're going to see just the opposite with Trump. When these impeachment proceedings begin, and they'll begin, and they will be dragged out as long as possible to try to do as much damage to him as possible, you're going to see live coverage from the networks day after day after day after day. I will bet $1 million
you know
on
it
right now.
And you know this too, Brent. Friends of ours like Lindsey Graham and Bob Barr, who we had on our program not long ago. Bob Barr lost his career over being an impeachment manager. Those House impeachment managers were savaged by the American media. Ken Starr, savaged by the American media as a political prosecutor. Mueller, you couldn't touch. Let Mueller do his job. He never had cameras at church following him 24/7 like Starr. The other side gets the gravy train, the free ride. Our side gets the kick in the face. And these trial managers are going to be great statesmen.
Bob Barr was treated like gold when he was Attorney General the first time around.
Yep.
He was treated like gold when he was announced. Somebody who had the bona fides to do the job correctly. He came out with a report that he did not need to come out with. He could have said nothing, and that was appropriate. He could have said nothing, and instead he came out with a report. and he was vilified, and he's been vilified ever since. Mueller himself, did we not hear for 2 years about what a dignified statesman Mueller was? And the moment he comes out with his report that exonerates Trump, they attacked him.
And they had their camera at his church the very first time after his report. It's so true. I want to keep my word because I'd love you to come back sometime. I know our time has come and gone. Unmasked is the book, subtitled Big Media's War Against Trump. Brent, this is such a great service that you and Tim are doing for the country, because this 2020 election, I think we're going to agree on this point, this is one of the most critical elections of our lifetime. And I love the way that you are fearless and you bring facts. You don't just disagree with the other side. You prove that the other side is wrong. And that is hard and that is powerful. And you have all my respect.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wish you well. Let's talk again sometime. Is that good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Take care.
See you now. Brent Bozell III, one of the most important voices in America. We'll be back. Your calls are next. Wide Open Forum. Why? Because this is Hurley in the Morning, but also because Chuck Malamud has the day off. Coming up at 9:05, Dr. Mark Newkirk. And then from 9:35 until 10:05 this morning, Wide Open Forum. Your opportunity to participate. We'll be back. Don't go away on the phone lines. Your calls are coming up next at 609-407-1450. It's Hurley in the Morning.
People all over the Jersey Shore have found the easiest way to stay connected to South Jersey's talk station. It's the WPG Talk Radio app. Read free South Jersey news. Listen to your favorite talk shows. Send us pics and videos when you see breaking news. Wake up with the alarm clock feature and win cool prizes in the 1450 Club. It's all just a tap away with the WPG Talk Radio app. Download it now at WPGTalkRadio.com.
Shore Medical Center, the region's leading state-of-the-art surgical pavilion, is now home to Shore Physicians Group Surgeons, a Penn Medicine surgical affiliate with renowned surgeons in the field of general, vascular, plastic, and reconstructive surgery, urological surgery, and neurosurgery, and access to Penn Medicine's world-class academic health system. Shore Physicians Group surgeons are delivering expert diagnostic and surgical care to people throughout the South Jersey region, with offices at 649 Shore Road in Summers Point, adjacent to Shore Medical Center's $125 million state-of-the-art surgical pavilion. Shore Physicians Group surgeons include some of the region's most prominent Penn-affiliated surgeons, including general surgeons David May and John Malilly, general and vascular surgeons Leonard Galler and Gary Feinberg, plastic and reconstructive surgeon Mohit Sood, neurosurgeon Frank Kralik, and urological surgeon Meredith Perry. For more information and to make an appointment, visit shorephysiciansgroup.com. Shore Physicians Group, surgeons bringing excellence in surgical care close to home.
Shore Physicians Group, be well connected.
What if you had your own personal recruiter to help you find a better job? And they would say, hey, I found a company that likes your profile and may even pay you more. Well, if you had a personal recruiter, that's what they'd do. But now, ZipRecruiter's technology can do that for you. Just download the free ZipRecruiter job search app, customize your job matches, and its technology does the work. It hustles for you to find jobs you'll like and puts your profile in front of employers who may be looking for someone just like you. If a company likes your profile, ZipRecruiter lets you know. And if you are interested, you can apply. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job search app. And based on a third-party survey, 7 out of 10 people who found a new job on ZipRecruiter increased their salaries. So download the free ZipRecruiter app today and put the power of technology to work for you.
Results of a 2017 U.S. survey of over 500 ZipRecruiter users who got hired for a job they found on ZipRecruiter. You're catering a wedding, and the bride says,
everyone is raving about the hors d'oeuvres. My aunt was asking if you do corporate events.
You look out across all those guests. Your smile beams, your heart pounds. This is the moment when the right business card is essential, and Vistaprint can help. Right now, you can customize 500 cards starting at $9.99 at Vistaprint.com. That's 500 professional cards for just $9.99. So now imagine that same wedding, but this time, you're ready to own the now with a stack of business cards that are as enticing as your entrees. And Vistaprint caters to any small business. You choose the paper, the shape, and the finish. Go with a square card, or maybe one with rounded corners and a metallic finish. Whatever your style, create a card that gives you the confidence to make the most of every opportunity. Because either you let things happen or you make things happen. Start now at Vistaprint.com and get 500 business cards starting at $9.99. Use promo code 2121 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 2121.
Markley and Van Camp this afternoon at 1. Now, Harry Hurley on WPG Talk Radio 95.5.
25 minutes past the hour. Thanks for waking up early in the morning. Wide open forum. Let's make it count. 609-407-1450. Phone lines are open. Welcome to Hurley in the Morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Harry Hurley.
Good morning.
This is Jimmy in Eagleswood.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, what an interview. And it could not have been bad because Brent Bozell has always been one of my favorites.
Me too.
You don't see much of him, but when you do, he has something serious to tell you. He does research like nobody, and I tell you what, I don't want to overplay something for you, but you're not in the top 100. You're the fulcrum at 51.
Oh, that's very kind.
You're the balance of all of them at 51. Trust me, that is huge. This is a huge morning listening to this. And while listening, something hit
Hey, Jimmy, by the way, I didn't think about that. We're right in the middle. That's a really good observation. I appreciate that. Go right ahead.
You're the balance of the whole thing. I'm telling you now.
Very cool.
And based on what you've been doing lately, you're going up the other side of this 51. Trust me, you're not going on the backside.
Oh, you're kind.
Well, it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. And I've told you this before in the past, since we first met two years ago, that it's not just who you interview and the way you interview them, it's all the other stuff you do, the having car salesmen on and roofers and Deborah. Nobody pulls the people from Deborah in. Anyway, I've told you before what a wonderful job you do. But
thank you, Jimmy.
In your interview, you're welcome. In your interview a few minutes ago, it hit me like an epiphany, and it's probably come to other people's minds, but it just hit mine. Normally, you would say a political party is doing X, Y, and Z, and they're backed up by the press. Harry, it's flipped. It's the press that's leading it, and they're looking for politicians to back them up.
Correct.
It hit me,
Jimmy. This is an epiphany, and you are right. It is a basic flipping of the script.
It's flipped the script. It's them going after them, and they're searching for politicians and lawyers and judges to back them up. And if they don't, they become under the knife like everybody else. And that's why my original position years ago is this is the behavior of communism. This is how they do it. They've never been socialists. They've been communists from the beginning. They've been able to hide it fairly decently for the past 20 years, but they can't hide it anymore. It is, and I'll tell you what, Harry, I've also been thinking of something else. Is terrorism illegal in this country?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we ought to broaden the list. And I'm telling you now, I don't know how it's going to work, and I don't know who will step forward, but communism should be illegal in the United States of America. Illegal.
Right, and we have both. I couldn't believe it when I heard that Comey also had voted communist, but I guess it makes sense. But we have Brennan voting communist, Comey voting communist. It's incredible, and the socialists like Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez. It's a shame they're getting away because the media would prefer them, even though they would ruin the country. 0.0 growth, bankrupt us with all kinds of debt, ruin everything. But they love them for it. They absolutely love them, right to when they get to close their newsroom doors because they're out of business, because they keep doing things against their own self-interest. It boggles my mind, but that's the stage that we're in right now. I hope it's not a terminal stage.
Oh, so very true, and I don't think it's going to be a terminal stage. I just don't think it.
Well, that's why President Trump, it's an imperative. He must be reelected in 2020.
Yes.
And if he wins big, Republicans are going to take the House back, and then this nonsense can stop. And then what they're going to have to do for 4 years is get stuff done. And if that means relaxing that cloture rule, because look at the progress that's made in the areas where the Senate can confirm judges with 50 or 51 votes, with the vice president obviously being a Republican, as opposed to everything that they get to stop with cloture that never has a chance. Then Republicans get blamed that they didn't get anything done. Oh, you had the presidency, you had the House, you had the Senate, and you didn't get anything done. Yeah, because the other side, the media won't tell the truth. Part of what this whole hour has been about, Jimmy, the media won't tell the truth that the other side is blocking almost everything.
Yes, at the behest of the media.
Yes.
That's the point here.
Well, yeah, that's why I called them now, and I stole it from Tucker Carlson, but I always credit him, so it's not a theft. I wish more in the media would do that when they steal my work every day. It's crazy, but the media is now a Democrat super PAC. That's what they are.
Yep.
They're not news. Jimmy, thank you for all the kind things that you said, and you made a really good point today about that flip of the script. Your epiphany is a good one. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. 609-407-1450, an open phone line. Welcome to Hurley in the Morning. You're on the air.
Protecting the throne. That's what the mayor of the morning is done. And the gentleman described you real good. You deal with a lot of things intelligent. And there's always room for expansion.
That's right.
And that expansion of bringing it right now.
That's right.
More soul.
That's right.
More spirit.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're Donald Trump or the richest man in the world. Always more soul, the more spirit is good. Because you know what? You put that soul and spirit into whatever you do. You're doing radio. You're the soul and spirit in there, dealing with the truth. So the thing is, man is being productive. He's not being bad. Everybody can do good, and that's the whole key. Now, the gentleman you on, we were speaking. I listen. I've never had my thoughts of the world, not local, just on any president alone, or judge, any other person. I've never looked at it that way. I've looked at what the people are doing in that town, city, county, then state. And we're sitting here now, things are moving, and it stinks. Radio state still, you're messing up. All kinds of stuff being revealed, what has happened, being set back. It caused more difficulty in health, transportation, so forth. There have been some effects. Bottom line, everything saved, someone paid. President Trump saved some money, but a lot of it was taken from Social Security. Not a matter right or wrong. So the thing is, we got to look more local. Now, in broad sight, Iran, I'm looking at not just President Trump or anything. I look at the whole in the ship.
Wait, Willie, when you mention Iran, wouldn't it be nice if that terrible deal that Obama and Kerry struck, if that never happened? Iran was on its knees. They were hemorrhaging. They had no money. They were broke as a joke. The world's largest sponsor of terrorism, they were on their knees, and Obama gave them billions of dollars to reconstitute. Wouldn't it be great? And then, of course, there's all these side deals, which still the truth and the media doesn't care to look into it. All these dirty side deals that Obama and Kerry did. Do you agree with me or disagree? Would it have been a good thing if that deal had never been struck?
Yeah, so certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. That was money released by
and by the way,
the banks. And,
No, it wasn't released by banks. We sent cash on pallets on an unmarked airstrip in the dark of night, mostly dollars, some euros, and maybe a couple of other currencies. We sent them. We didn't send them the ability to free up money, to electronically move money, so that if something had changed, that we could put the clamps back down on it. He sent the actual cash. To me, it was treason, and nobody will report about that. But I appreciate you being honest, and because anybody that's looked at this deal over the test of time, it's wonderful to strike a deal, and then the media gives you credit. Hey, you made a deal with Iran, but anybody can make a terrible deal. And the deal was so bad that they took everything that was in it good for them. And then all the things they were required to do, they don't honor any of it. So it was a very good move when the president got out of that deal because there was nothing in it for us. They didn't do the things that would have been good for us, and they got all the things that were good for them. I've got to get the break in, Willie, so I've got to go. A lot of calls to get to at 609-407-1450, but plenty of time straight ahead.
Hurley in the Morning, WPG Talk Radio 95.5 FM and 1450 AM.
Millions of Americans suffer from pain and are often prescribed opioids to treat their conditions. However, the dangers of misuse, addiction, and overdose have been a growing problem. The CDC states that 46 people die every day from overdoses involving prescription opioids. On June 18th at Linwood Country Club, the Greater Atlantic City Chamber, in partnership with the New Jersey Department of Health, New Jersey Department of Human Services, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, Enlightened Solutions, Volunteers of America, Atlantic Care, Atlantic County Sheriff's Office, Town Square Media, and the Press of Atlantic City will host an educational luncheon on the opioid epidemic and its impact in the workplace. New Jersey Health Department Commissioner Dr. Sharif El-Nahal and a panel of industry experts will discuss how businesses can be a part of the solution. The event is free to all Greater Atlantic City Chamber members and only $35 for non-members. Learn more about the June 18th opioid epidemic event by visiting acchamber.com or by calling 609-345-4524.
Credit Karma can help you make financial progress by giving you free scores, reports, and monitoring. But Credit Karma does not give you the love that only a mother can. It's just an app.
I miss my mom.
But you can use Credit Karma to help you improve your credit. But it cannot solve the eternal questions surrounding the human condition.
Oh, come on, I need answers.
But signing up is free. No credit card needed. Just download the Credit Karma app now.
Oh, there's my answer.
Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
Credit products are issued by WebBank, member FDIC. Rates and terms vary based on credit history. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Offer valid for loan products 90 days after today. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
How do I feel? Awesome.
Like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Hundreds of thousands of people are discovering the relief of a fixed-rate debt consolidation loan through Avant.
I paid off all my credit cards, and now I just have one easy monthly payment with Avant. And I don't have to worry about the rates going up.
Avant offers you access to unsecured debt consolidation loans from $2,000 to $35,000.
When I saw Avant was accredited by the Better Business Bureau, I knew that was the company for me.
Do you know how good it feels to only worry about one monthly payment?
Experience the relief of a debt consolidation loan through Avant. Plus, get a free $50 Amazon gift card after your first payment is made on time. To check your loan options and get this free offer, go to Avant.com and enter code 6363 when applying. Avant.com, code 6363. That's Avant.com, code 6363.
Brian Kilmeade is next at 10. Now, back to Harry Hurley on WPG Talk Radio 95.5.
Susie just brought me my mail, and one of the items took precedent over everything else. It is the Ass Clown of the Year award. I almost want to send a bill because I believe that other than I did not register it, I think I have ownership. I've never heard anybody else say Ass Clown until I brought it into play. This is the Ass Clown of the Year award, and they have a guy with a red nose, and he has a blue badge with yellow print on the left pocket that reads Ass Clown. I have to save this. This is officially certified Ass Clown of the Year award. Wow. I've got to keep this. I got to put this in my briefcase. I can't lose this. But it did give me an idea. I think I'm going to start that for 2019. I think, and we got to do it before Christmas because I don't like to do anything that's even misconstrued as mean-spirited right before Christmas. So maybe early December, we will take nominations for the 2019 inaugural Ass Clown of the Year. Now, you know this is always very, very challenging. We're going to have to whittle this down to a select number. Then I think we'll have a vote, possibly on my social media page. And then the majority will rule. We will make it a pure democracy. But yes, we are going. I think we're going to do it. I want to think about it. And I have a perfect graphic for the Ass Clown of the Year award, certified Ass Clown. It's going to be great. Welcome to Hurley in the Morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, boss.
Hey, hey, hey.
Congratulations, Mr. 51 there.
Thank you, Matt.
I wanted to go off topic a little bit here, if I may, with you.
Sir.
I wanted to know if you, and you probably did because you don't miss much, did you hear the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Air Force are starting a whole new regiment section to investigate UFOs?
The whole topic, Matt, yes, I've heard of it, and the whole topic of UFOs, the media should actually be spending a little bit more time doing it. I was going to yesterday, but then the talkers thing came out and a lot of other things were going on, so I didn't want to throw my question of the day. I did a question of the day a week or two ago, and it was, do you believe in the Jersey Devil? And hundreds of people responded. I'm going to do one. Do you believe in UFOs? We have military that had a sighting just last week that they can't explain. We've had astronauts. Buzz Aldrin, Don P. Hurley, write me and refresh my memory. I know my program observer, Don Hurley, is listening right now. He just texted me. Buzz Aldrin saw an alien in space, I believe. It's one of those things where if you ask me if there is other form of life in the universe, I say there is. I read a report about 2 months ago, Matt, on air, where these experts said there is no life anywhere else in the universe. I just can't accept that. I don't even know why they would say something so stupid as that. We don't even know what's out past a certain point. How can they make that assumption? So yeah, I've been following this UFO stuff pretty closely.
I was enamored with your Jersey Devil offer that came on, and then I'm interested in this too. But it gets better. I mean, these pilots that are having these sightings, which they have been increasing in the past year, more frequency. These guys are lieutenant commanders and captains. I mean, these are not dum-dums. They don't give the keys to a $30 million jet to some goofball. I mean, these are stand-up dudes, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And it gets better.
Yeah.
The media, I don't know, is following it, but it gets better. Russia said, no, we agree with them. We've been seeing it too. Russia. And then it gets even better. China came out and said they've been seeing them too.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of material that was supposed to be made public, and like they keep doing, whether it's the Kennedy information, they keep on pushing it further and further. There was stuff that was supposed to be released, and we would have learned a lot of stuff. They want to wait until Kennedy's like Abraham Lincoln or something, and hundreds of years from now, nobody will care. It won't matter. There's a lot of truth that we don't know about Bobby Kennedy. They found more bullets at the scene than Sirhan could have possibly shot. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to explain that. And so, yeah, this whole UFO stuff is, and the people that are, it's not kooks that are certifiably insane that are just seeing things. It's not somebody with Parkinson's. If you have Parkinson's, anybody out there, a certain percentage of people with Parkinson's, they have hallucinations. They see things and people and things that aren't there, but it's very real to them. These are people, like you're saying, that are certified to fly at beyond 40,000 feet in the air, some into space, and other people very respected. So I got to say, Matt, I don't know what I don't know, but there's something to this. That's what I say. And Matt, if you can hear me, we can no longer hear you. So let me say, have a great day if you're still hearing me. Thanks for the topic. And yeah, I've been following that whole, I'm fascinated by all that kind of stuff anyhow, but I have been following it closely. And when I saw that our military people are seeing UFOs, something's up. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Our next caller will be on right after the break, and if you just hang in there for just a few minutes, I promise we'll come right back to you with no delay. Back in just a few, 609-407-1450. Phone lines are open. I'll tell a story at the end of the hour how I get calls and communications off the air. This involved Dr. Newkirk, some folks that were out of the country and had an emergency with their pet. And Doc stepped right up. I always tell you, use me as your human Rolodex. I got everybody in touch with one another, and it was my pleasure to do, because I am.
Hurley in the morning. WPG Talk Radio 95.5 and WPGTalkRadio.com.
Health Update with Robin Stoloff, brought to you by Integrity Physical Therapy and the law offices of Richard A. Stoloff, Linwood, and Philadelphia.
What's one of the dirtiest objects in your home? If you said your kitchen sponge, you would be correct. A recent study in Scientific Reports suggests the kitchen sponge might be more of a health hazard than we thought. A kitchen sponge is the ideal breeding ground for bacteria, and some bacteria can resist cleaning and quickly grow and spread. Some of these bacteria could lead to serious infection, especially in people with compromised immune systems. Cleaning with very hot water in the dishwasher or in the microwave may help, but advice from many researchers is to throw away your sponge when it starts to get an odor and replace it with a new one. Also, don't use your sponge to clean up juice from raw meat, dirt from fruits and vegetables, or food debris.
Brought to you by Integrity Physical Therapy with 4 locations. Put yourself in their hands. And by the law offices of Richard A. Stoloff. Attention you expect, results you deserve.
Paul D'Amato.
Harry Hurley.
Paul, I know our listeners want to know what's new with the D'Amato Law Firm.
Things are great, Harry. We are so privileged to represent our clients whose lives have been turned upside down because they were involved in a serious accident. We meet on a regular basis. We copy our clients on all our correspondence so they always know what's going on with their case. We try to treat them like family. We have Alexa here, my daughter. I'm so happy that she's here. We have Steve Van Natten and Casey Gifford. We're a great legal team.
They're the D'Amato Law Firm for all of your personal injury legal needs. Turn to the official lead counsel to the Hurley in the Morning program for more than a quarter of a century. The D'Amato Law Firm in Egg Harbor Township, 609-926-3300. That's 609-926-3300. Tell Paul, Alexa, Sandy, the entire team that Hurley in the Morning sent you.
Even in my own home, I had my own designated space to smoke. If I think about it, it really was like I was punishing myself. A friend of mine said, why wouldn't you just try the Juul? And so I went out and I bought one. The idea of going back to smoking, I couldn't even imagine doing that. I don't think anyone, including myself, thought that I could switch.
Carolyn made the switch October 2016. Make the switch at JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
What's in store for your business this week at Staples?
A sign of our appreciation.
A colorful one.
Staples wants to thank you for your business by offering 20% back in rewards on your color printing.
Print whatever you need to promote your business. Color presentations, business cards, and yes, signs.
And get 20% back in Staples rewards. It's our way of saying thanks.
Right now at Staples, where there's a whole lot in store.
In store only and 6/22/19. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/20back for details.
This is Harry Hurley for All Season Solar, our official and exclusive solar energy provider to the Hurley in the Morning program. They design and they install the most attractive, efficient, state-of-the-art solar photovoltaic systems from the world's leading manufacturers. What I love about dealing with All Season Solar, they're your single point of contact. They do the system design, engineering, your building permits, installation, and the ultimate glorious utility connection day. They take care of everything under the sun so that you can sit back and reap the savings. Call Frank Neal today, 609-317-5491. That's Frank Neal, All Season Solar, 609-317-5491. There's never been a better time to go solar. The benefits are there. New Jersey leads the East Coast and second largest in the entire United States in terms of solar energy panel installation. No deposits, no hidden fees, no out-of-pocket costs. All Season Solar. Tell them Hurley in the Morning sent you.
Set the first button on your car radio for South Jersey's talk station. WPG Talk Radio 95.5.
Also, download the app because I'm telling you it's great. You take it anywhere in the world and you have access to all the different programs, the entire website. If you're listening to Sean Hannity and you hear something and you want to call in, there's a single little button that's right there. It will tell you that this is the button you push right from your smartphone. And you don't have to know the number because it's all done. The WPG app, Chris has done a great job with it. Download it if you haven't. Welcome to Hurley in the Morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Harry.
Good morning.
Thank you for your morning, Harry. I got to be honest with you. I never heard anybody say something about putting Jim Whalen's name on Boardwalk Hall. He never did anything to preserve that hall, to bring business to that hall.
Correct. He actually, in many respects, worked against the best interest. Closed Atlantic City on July 4th weekend. That's events that would have been happening right there, casinos that connect to Boardwalk Hall. It was pure politics. I was raised. I don't speak ill of those who have passed. So I haven't said anything ill. I have said the truth, though, and that is that he never deserved it. It's actually a disgrace that it bears his name. So then when there's an event there at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall, Bill Gormley, on the other hand, Senator Gormley did everything. The reason that is beautiful and pristine and restored with the tens of millions of dollars that Senator Gormley procured. I forget the exact price tag, but it was huge. I want to say possibly over $100 million. I'll look that up again. But yeah, that was politics. That was his friends that had the power to do that kind of thing, did it for a colleague who passed young, and it wasn't deserved at all. I was harsh about it at the time. Wrote a column about it at the time. Should have been named after Senator Gormley, but yeah, this is what can happen.
Yeah, thank you, Harry. I just wanted to express my appreciation.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. I always say I'm happy to tell the truth. That's all. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. But as I often say, tell me what I said that isn't true, and I'll correct it with as much intensity as I made the mistake. But that obviously is open to an individual person's opinion, but I don't think it was deserved. And I can't be fake and just act like it's normal when it's not. It's just something that people that had the power to do it did it. Welcome to Hurley in the Morning. You're on the air. Caller?
Hello.
Yeah, hello to you. Hi there.
Oh, yes. Hi, Harry. I've got a slight correction for you, and I'm glad the way you feel, the way you just said.
Yeah.
You mentioned you never heard anybody use the phrase ass clown before. For at least 15 years, there's a guy in South Florida. His name is Todd Schnitt.
Oh, my God. I don't know him, but he's on the top 100. And I know, let me think for just a second, and I'll turn it right back to you. I think his show is titled something like You Don't Know Schnitt.
That's a phrase he uses, but it's just called the Schnitt Show.
Okay.
And he's been saying ass clown for at least 15 years, probably longer, because I know I've been using it too ever since I heard him say it. So,
all right, I do want to submit. I've been saying it for more than 15 years, but I don't think Todd got it from me, and I know I didn't get it from him because I predate that. I will tell you this. And I think it was my twin brother that actually put it in my head. And I said, Don, I got to go with that. Because there's something, I don't know if you agree. I don't say it just because, it's a word you're allowed to say on air, but it sounds like a little edgy. It isn't because of that. There's something about the order of those two words that tickles me. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Well, I don't get necessarily tickled, but I do like when I'm trying to figure out exactly how I think of a certain person, mostly political, I will refer to them as an ass clown.
I love it. I'm telling you, a good friend of mine texts me every time. See, I try not to say it too often because you can't. If you say something too often, you ruin it. But I have this particular friend. He's a business owner, a really great guy, former elected official. Probably a future elected official. Every time I say it, he text messages me because he loves it. People like that. And I'm really happy that you called. And by the way, I want to go back a half a step. You didn't say anything about whether I got it from him or he got it from me. You just said directly to what I had said. I had not heard someone else say that. And you did say somebody who did. So I responded to that incorrectly. So let me correct that record. But I'm a fan of Todd's work, and I know the Talkers Magazine is as well because he's on that list every year. He's a great talker from what I understand, and I'm glad we have that in common, that we both have used that phrase. Does he use it Often, fairly often, once in a while? How often did you hear him say it?
I would have to say once in a while, at
Good.
least once a week, when he's describing somebody, again, generally political,
Yes.
but he may have a caller that'll call up and say something stupid. He said, "What an ass clown!"
I love it.
So I mean, it's been around. He's on 970 WFLA, just in case you're looking for him.
I appreciate that.
Out of Tampa.
Yeah.
He's in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I mean, I've seen him at Talkers, and obviously I see his name on the list every year. Let me look. Hold on a second. Let's take a peek here. You got a minute for me? Can you stay?
Yeah, I got no place to go.
Hold on. And we got a few minutes before the top of the hour. Let me see something here. Let's see if I don't know Schnitt about this list right now. Let's see. Let's see where Todd is. Hold on. This won't take long. I know he's on it because I just recall seeing his name yesterday. I just don't remember where I saw it. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm on the second page now. Let's see. Okay. There he is.
He's in there, I'm sure.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I know he's in there. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman caller that brought up Todd Schnitt, he's listed as WOR, New York, Compass Media Networks. So I guess he moved from Florida, and he's doing a show out of New York, but it may be syndicated or something where he's still on in Florida, or you knew him when he was on in Florida, but he's at WOR now. I know I've seen him at Talkers each June for a number of years now. He is number 44, and you are speaking to number 51.
Well, it's good.
Cool.
You guys are close.
Yeah, very.
He had a morning show. They moved him to a 6 p.m. slot, so maybe that's when he moved to New York. I don't know.
Got it.
So
I'm glad we did that.
I know he's still on in Florida though.
So he's syndicated then. So what I'm going to do is, if I run into him on Friday, I'm going to tell him, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to tell him that you called and that you like him and that we had a nice conversation about him.
All right, very good.
Thanks for calling. Have a great day.
All right.
In these 3 minutes that you're going to give me, and I thank you, I take the floor, I want to share with you something that I just have always believed this. Let me find it in my wonderful stack of stuff. This is a combination of just karma, fate, that even when you think you're going to get away with something, and I always said in the April Kaufman matter, change the prosecutor, and we will have a conviction within a year. And, of course, that happened, a true Pocket Kreskin moment. But 43 years ago, a Wisconsin couple was brutally murdered on a camping trip. A suspect has finally been arrested 43 years later. And here's, if you haven't heard about this yet, I think this will pop up in some of these news items where they just pick something out to get off of like their obsession with hating Trump and they'll just talk about something else. They caught the guy thanks to a sealed envelope. Ray, and you could pronounce his last name better than I, it's VANNIEUWENHOVEN, Van Wenhoven. And I'm your trained broadcasting specialist. Do not try that at home. Ray Van Wenhoven was asked by 2 police officers on his doorstep to complete a brief survey on policing in the area. He did exactly what they wanted him to do. He completed it. He put it in the envelope. And when he sealed the envelope, he licked the flap that he had sealed right in front of them. They took his DNA, cleverly obtained, incidentally, legally obtained. I guess there'll be some defense attorney that will try to say entrapment or something, but hey, if you say, hey, could you do this survey? The funny thing about that is, if I did a survey like that, I don't think I would lick the envelope like that. I think I would just give it back to them and let them do what they will with it. But he licked the envelope. 82 years old. A couple days later, after he licked the envelope, he sealed his own fate with his own saliva, and the police officers had cleverly obtained his DNA from the survey and the great envelope ruse. Wow. By the way, Vanna Wenhoven's neighbors were stunned. For decades, the 800 residents of Lakewood, Wisconsin, had known him as a helpful handyman. He was liked. He was a widower, father of 5 grown children. No one thought that he could be an alleged murderer. That's a story I wanted to share with you over 3 hours ago, and I'm glad that we got to squeeze it in. Dr. Newkirk is next. I hope you have questions all about your pets, because it is a wonderful show with Dr. Mark Newkirk. Then some more open forum to round out the program. We'll be back in 4 minutes.
95.5 FM and 1450 AM WPGG Atlantic City, WENJ 97.3 HD3 Millville.
Can they work out a deal? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump holding talks with outgoing British leader Theresa May.
The president saying to the British Prime Minister, stick around for a little while. Let's see if we can get this trade deal done. Again, a tremendous amount of political turmoil here in the UK as to what comes next. And can there be a deal on Brexit? Will there be a deal with the European Union?
Fox's John Roberts in London. Thousands of anti-Trump protesters are nearby.
I've just been down there myself. We spoke to some Trump supporters. They were making the point